Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It is great to, thank you. No, sit down and eat. Come on, sit down. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, everyone. Anybody else tired? Hey, if you're not tired, you didn't leave it all on the table in the Adirondack. So get back out there and do something else. You got to have fun. You got to really embrace this incredible experience as I have. And I just want to welcome all of you on behalf of our governor to the 2016 Summer Adirondack Challenge. And I don't know about you, but I had a blast out there. Everybody had fun. Clap your hands if you had fun today. Before we get started, I want to recognize, okay, I did not do that. Before I get started, I want to recognize some of the individuals who've joined us here today, but everybody who came is a special person. I am delighted to acknowledge some of the governor's outstanding commissioners, and up in this North Country, there's probably very few people as important as our Commissioner of Environmental Conservation. Let's give it up for Basil Sagos. But then again, we have Commissioner Rose Harvey, who's in charge of Parks and Recreation. So she's the director of fun. Where are you, Rose? We have Roberta Reardon, the head of Department of Labor. Commissioner Reardon's here. Commissioner Sam Roberts came up, our Office of Temporary Disability Assistance. Mike Green, the Executive Deputy Commissioner for Criminal Justice Services. We are all feeling very protected today with Mike here. Rose Rodriguez, our Chief Diversity Officer, is here. Rose. Lola Brown, Executive Director for the Commissioner of Department of Civil Service, is here. Lola, where are you, Lola? Hey, Lola. Some of our local officials up here. Bill Farber, the chairman of the Hamilton County Board of Supervisors. Bill Fairby, the chairman of the Essex County Board of Supervisors. Billy Jones, the chair of Franklin County Legislature. Not sure if he stayed, but Billy was here all day with us. Let's give it up for Billy. John Burke, the chair of the St. Lawrence County Legislature. John, are you here? All right. Thanks for making the trip over. Michael Talbot, the chair of the Lewis County Legislature. Michael. Kevin Garrigy, chairman of the Warren County Board of Supervisors. Kevin. Marcia Purdue, the district attorney from Hamilton County, is here. And we have Tony Collins, the REDC co-chair and president of Clarkson University, but more importantly, one of my fellow RAF mates. Let's give it up for the president of Clarkson University and his wife, Karen. Some of our local hosts, the supervisor, Ron Vanslow, the town of Johnsburg, where we are located right now. And when we started our day in the town of Indian Lake, we had Supervisor Brian Wells. Brian. I do want to recognize and thank the entire Indian Lake community for supporting us, putting forward many of your local townspeople as our volunteers. We saw them out there in full force today, so thank you for making us feel so welcome, as you always do. And so as a result of this, the people who have not been here before, which is why we do this, so the governor has a chance to showcase this magnificent part of our country, part of our state, and encourage people who are not fortunate to live here, that they will be the ambassadors, that they will go back to their home part of the state and talk about this, because that's something I know I do, and that's why this year I actually grabbed my husband and made him come up with me, Bill Hochul. Let's give it up for my husband, Bill Hochul. So whether you spent the day on the water or rafting, or whether you're on horseback or golfing or hiking or mountain biking or participating in watermelon eating contests. Did you do that, sweetheart? Yes, you did. We got one of the top winners here. You had a chance to see firsthand how Did you win? Okay, give this girl an award. We have the Sagos family watermelon eating contest winners, it looks like. But we're delighted you came up and joined us here today. and I want to show you a video in a couple of seconds. But before there's any further rumors about what occurred in my raft today, I'm going to set the record straight right now. Okay, I wouldn't say I fell in. I would say it was more like I thought I could lighten the load of my raft and help my team win if I voluntarily fell over backwards during the middle of a pretty intense rapid. Okay, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I. So those of you who shared the raft with me, my husband Bill, who after my very first Adirondack winter challenge, where we had a little incident, he does not let me go to these alone anymore, so I'm happy he came. Tony Collins and Karen, I was counting on Tony, who prides himself as heading up one of the world's premier engineering college. And so I say to Tony, I'm saying to Tony, you've got to figure out an engineering kind of solution to this river. Like if we're more on this side, if you figured out the pressure of the water and the volume and something like that can help us win. And he just said no. And it's like, okay, all right, that's all right, that's all right. But I do believe he's the one who said when I fell over, use your arm. So when I got back in the boat and lost my paddle, and I was just admiring the fact that this is more paddle than I had in the second half, I ended up using my arm. I did paddle with my arm. So if you see a little rash here, that's from paddling back, but I did not let my team down. So Tony and Karen and Melissa Pachensky, Melissa was there all the way, and Bill, and of course Bones, who got us to safe. Let's give it up for my guide, Bones, wherever you are. But I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but the governor's not here, so I'm going to anyhow. I'm going to put in my first nominee for the Police Officer of the Year Award for 2016, and that would be State Police Officer Jeff Caney, who had the good fortune to have me sitting in front of him when I went over, and he pulled me out of the water very quickly. So let's give it up for Jeff. Well, for those of you who had a more sedate afternoon, we're glad you're going to leave here alive and safely. But let's have a video to recapture some of the most fun moments of the afternoon. All right, thank God for blow dryers. Happy to be back. Before we go on, I also want to acknowledge the individuals who are part of the governor's team who start working on this event for next year, the day we leave here. And they're an incredible group of individuals led by John Howard, Mark Streb, and all the regional reps, the press team. Also, the people who produced the video, our press shop, our legislative shop. We've got also, no, you can do it. This is the governor's all-star team. Let's really give it up for the governor's staff. Thank you, thank you. So at this point, to introduce some more individuals and to give us a few remarks, please join me and perhaps the person who gets the award for coming the furthest, one of my all-star favorites in the New York State Assembly, Assemblyman Mike Cusick. Mike, where are you? Right here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always great to be here. I want to thank Indian Lake and the folks of the North Country for welcoming this kid from Staten Island up here for this event. I want to thank you on behalf of my colleagues from the State Assembly, and I just want to introduce some of my colleagues who joined us here today and took part in many of the events today during the Adirondack Challenge. Of course, we had my raft mates, Donna Lopardo and Steve Otis, who are here. My raft mate and his son Michael, Angelo Santa Barbara, is here also. Assemblyman Michael Benedetto. Assemblymember Michael Dendecker. Assemblymember Jamie Williams. And I saved for last the persons whose district we are in, Mr. Dan Steck, Assemblyman. Dan, thank you. Thank you for having us here. I know I have a time limit as to when I have to get out, but thank you. Thank you so much. Again, I want to thank the organizers for this great event. I want to thank, of course, the Lieutenant Governor for hosting us today. Yes, let's hear it for the Lieutenant Governor. And of course, I want to thank the Governor for starting this event. Yes. You know, I have not missed one of these Adirondack challenges since they started. And there might be, thank you. But there are many reasons why. You know, there's the reason that I love coming up to the North Country. It's like a second home to me. I love being up here. It's a beautiful place to have an event and to showcase what the state of New York is all about, particularly from someone down in New York City. Another reason why I come up is because the closest thing I get to Rapids is riding the Staten Island Ferry on a daily basis, and it's much more fun up here. And also to see my good friends, Dan Steck and Senator Betty Little, to come to their district, and they're always very welcoming. But this is also about us being one state. I like to support my friends, my neighbors now, my colleagues in the North Country, as much as you support us in New York City. And we support the folks in the Hudson Valley. We support the folks in the Southern Tier. It's about one state. It's about us supporting each other economically. It's about us coming to events and flying the state of New York flag. This is about us being New York State. And that's why I want to thank Governor Cuomo for starting this great event, because it gets us together. Also, I got to tell you, I am the biggest cheerleader down in Staten Island, as I'm sure my colleagues from all over New York State, biggest cheerleader for the North Country, because this is an economic engine that we need to support, and you need the support from all of us throughout New York State. So I want to thank you for having us here. It's been a great pleasure. And the other reason why I'm here is to introduce the next speaker. And she really needs no introduction And really, on that list that I gave you, it's number one on the list why I come up here is to see the great Senator Betty Little. So ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Senator Betty Little.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you for being here. It's a long ways to Staten Island, so we appreciate you being up here and being around. I'm pleased to be here and to welcome all of you to the 45th Senate District, and many of you are residents of it, but lots of newcomers. You are at Gore Mountain, one of the finest ski areas in the state, run by the Olympic Regional Development Authority. And I must say, coming off a winter of very, very little snow, but providing great skiing for those who got there. But our motto this year, 100%, is let it snow. So don't get in our way. I'm really happy to also introduce my Senate colleagues who are here today. I think the Assembly outdid us, but you know there's more of you. But nevertheless, Senator Kathy Marchione is here with her husband, Frank. And my colleague, Senator Dave Valesky, here from Syracuse. And he led our raft. He had the #1 seat in the raft. And let me tell you, we were competitive. We actually were the only raft that passed another one. Yeah. And we were really aiming for that second one and getting closer and closer to passing that, but we got to the end. So we did a great job, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a perfect day on the river. So wonderful time. The Adirondack Challenge has really become a tradition for the North Country, and I, too, thank the governor for coming up with this idea. But I will tell you that since the governor was elected, right from the very first day, he understood the North Country. He had been to Lake George, he'd been to Saranac Lake, he'd been to many places up here, and he knew that this is one great place to visit. But it's also one place where it's tough to make a living sometimes, most of the time. But nevertheless, he has really worked hard at trying to showcase us, and this Adirondack Challenge has been a wonderful showcase. Many people have come back, but every year I see new people who are here who haven't been to the Adirondacks before, some who haven't been north of Albany, and I'm really, really glad that you were here. And we are asking you to go out and spread the word of all the things that we have. The first year we did this, it was practically all rafting. The second year, we got bigger, we added more sports. The third year, you'd think, oh, it couldn't get any bigger than last year, but it did. And here we are at the fourth year, and this is a huge crowd here today. And lots of different sports, lots of activities. And if you haven't taken the gondola ride here to the top of the mountain, please do so, because that's a great experience as well. I also have some folks here from the north of us, from Plattsburgh. Where are the Plattsburgh folks? There they are. And let me tell you, they are still celebrating. They found out just a week or so ago that they won the competition for $10 million for revitalization of the city of Plattsburgh. Congratulations. But this is what the governor has done with the regional economic development councils and the competitions. Everybody talks about how competitive the governor is, and he is. I raised 6 kids, and I'll tell you, they are competitive. And I think the people in the boat told me today I was pretty competitive to myself. But it's great because he has, with this council and with coming from the bottom up, not from the top down, with the ideas for development, he has truly made a difference in the North Country. And we thank him for that. We thank him for this, for the Winter Challenge, for not forgetting the North Country as we go through government and New York State and all the things that are there. So We have so much to be thankful for, and this event certainly is one of them. And for all of you being here, we are grateful for that as well. And it is now my honor and pleasure to introduce someone else who really understands the North Country and is making a difference as Commissioner of Environmental Conservation, Basil Segos.
Thanks, Betty.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Well, hello, everybody. You have a good day today? Way out there? Wow, what a good day. What a good day. Just quickly, a couple of remarks about Betty Little. She has done such an amazing job in the Senate on helping to bring attention to the Adirondacks over the years. So let's give her a warm round of applause. And to the Lieutenant Governor, who has proven herself to not only be one of the state's greatest cheerleaders, getting deep into the policy and promoting all that we have to offer, but also certainly one of the most reckless recreationalists in New York, now with two outstanding Adirondack challenges where she's driven all of her effort into it. But let's give her a warm round of applause as well. So I told my daughters that I had to get up on stage today and speak, and they said, "Oh, can you sing Let It Go?" when you get up there. So I will not bore you all with singing. My voice is not that good, but I do agree, Betty, Let It Snow, absolutely for the places like Gore and Whiteface next year. No, I won't sing it. So I get the fun part of the show today. I get to give out the awards, and I just will start by saying, you all of you here are winners, okay? So pat yourselves on the back. You all won, except for Rose Harvey from Parks and Josh Russo. You did not win anything today, okay? But nonetheless, you are all winners, except for those two. So we had a great day today, as the speakers have mentioned. We were all over the region doing great things like horseback riding, golf, whitewater rafting, canoeing, and then feats of strength at Byron Park. And I get a chance to recognize some of the winners here. Certainly just to build upon a little bit of what the Lieutenant Governor and Betty Little and Assemblyman Cusick were saying. We get to do these things in the Adirondacks because our predecessors had great foresight to protect these places. And today, many of the groups in the room here, many of the individuals in the room here are carrying that on and really are making this incredible place, this internationally significant place, the kind of place where we can drive to in a few hours and enjoy ourselves and get lost in the woods. So if you don't get lost in the woods, actually, our rangers are ready. If you do get lost in the woods, we'll come find you. But hats off to all of you here who've been doing a great work. So these awards, these are merit-based awards, truly, if you've been involved in these in the past. They're all merit-based, and apparently lacking official scores, we've done our best to recognize the true winners. So again, horseback riding, hiking, mountain biking, and the Byron Park experience. So we're going to start with the horseback riding. Again, I have remarks here that this is a sport that requires lots of finesse. This is true. Also fearlessness. I did not see them today, but I understand they were galloping wildly through the woods. But there's only one winner, and that's Assemblywoman Jamie Williams wins the Yay or Nay Award. Come on up, Assemblywoman. If the Lieutenant Governor would help me give the awards. Is the Assemblywoman here? Okay. We'll send it to her. Okay, great. Okay. Hiking. Hiking is our next award. Some chose to cool off at Indian Lake, and others obviously hit the trail. And this is entirely appropriate. If there's an assembly person who is synonymous with hiking, it is Dan Steck. Right? But you didn't win, Dan. No, your son won. Come on up. That's Peter Steck, folks, with the Trailblazer Award. Way to go. Nice job. All right, on to mountain biking. Certainly a challenging sport. 2 wheels, pedals. But we're all used to that kind of a thing. There's only one winner again. This is the Queen of the Hill Award. This goes to the Village of Malone trustee, Andrea Dumas. Come on up, Andrea, where are you? Good job. And the Byron Park experience, folks. If you hadn't seen Byron Park today, it was a beautiful lake, nice playground there, great outdoor events. It's my kids, my family were there. They had great fun. But there's a winner here, paddleboarding, and lots of other endeavors. Senator Kathy Marchione, come on up. You did a great job today at the Byron Park experience. Okay, now we're getting on really to our official score-based activities, okay? Fly fishing, one of the great sports, certainly in New York State. Great fly fishing, and there is a winner. This is the Fishmonger Award. Kevin Cladd, Adirondack Council, come on up. Nice job. It's over here.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, good job. All right, now for golfing. I heard this was a really close one today. A lot of balls getting lost in the woods, but there was only one winner again. Kevin McAllister hit a 37. Come on up, Kevin. Come on. Nice job. All right. And lastly, rafting, the big event. So we're going to have the winners come up here, and the rafting guides, if you're in the room and you're attached to one of these winning teams, come on up also. So 24 teams, only 1 gold medal. We're going to run through third, second, and first. Let's see, third place. Team Hamilton County, raft number 2 set out for a short trip that turned down to a 3-hour tour. But when the water got rough, first mate Bill Farber and skipper Brian Towers tried to turn it around, and they squeaked past some competitors, but they did it. Come on, fellas, get up here. Come on. Come on, team.
There she is.
Less than 3 hours, but you know, you did hit most of the rocks.
They said I paddled like a fish. You did. What do you mean I did?
Great.
What a best rounders I ever had.
Great job, Hamilton County. Great job. Rose Harvey, I'm sorry to say this right now. There was a second place raft, and it had a commissioner on it, but it was not the commissioner of parks. It was the commissioner of DEC. The second place team just almost won first place, but we're happy to be boat 7. Come on up, DEC's team. Let's see it.
Thank you.
Good job, team.
All right. All that work wasn't for nothing.
right.
Awesome.
Good job. You guys.
All right, we'll hang in the conference room, all right?
All right, team. Good work. Well done. First place, folks. First place. So this is a team that showed incredible resolve, absolute performance on the water, dominating the competition. And no one here will be surprised to know that the leader of this team is the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of New York, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul. Come on up with the Excelsior Award. Nicely done. Yeah. So Senator Little has just filed an appeal of the official scores. Assemblywoman Lepardo? Okay, got it. So again, folks, let's give ourselves a big round of applause for a great day today. So folks, that's the program. Please finish all the food we have available for you. Enjoy your rides home. Be safe, and come back to the Adirondacks. Thank you.